Hey everyone, it's Bree and I'm back at it again with a huge build. This time around I went humongous and went all out there this time, and it's not going to be small in any means. But as I was going along, I was making a floor plan while I did the outside of the build, because sometimes when you just do the outside, it's a lot harder to make the rooms more functional on the inside. So this time I wanted to make sure that I had the floor plan down in my mind, and I drew it out and I made sure I had what I wanted, every single room included, how it was gonna flow through the whole house, because there are some hallways and I really wanted to make it like flow. I didn't want it to look like, well, a mess. So technically, when you're building actual houses, you would have blueprints, and this is what I did. Is I made a blueprint first, and then I went and decorated the outside of the house, because I just feel it's so much easier to make a floor plan in your mind and have it all ready than trying to build a random shape and make rooms out of those random shapes. I just feel like it's a lot harder to just fit everything. I feel like you have to make like small rooms, you have to kind of like shove a room in a corner. It's just a lot easier if you have everything mapped out to the way you want it. So this time I am doing the floor plan as I go along in this build. As you'll see, there's a lot of rooms. There's probably about like 20 rooms, and almost every bedroom has their own bathroom except for the toddler's room. And there is 2 extra bathrooms on top of that. There's a poolside bathroom and also the main area bathroom for guests. So I am going to apologize in advance because my voice is really scratchy, and I don't know, I was probably talking too much the last few days, and so if you do hear me slurping some tea, it's because my tea is really hot and I'm trying to not to burn my tongue. So yeah, so any slurping noise is totally from me having my scratchy throat. So yeah. But in this build, it's a single-story mansion, and at once they were like a huge trend in a post-World War II in America, because they were more affordable. Not this one, obviously, but they were more affordable. Most people with money at this time were old with like knee problems, and so they couldn't walk up and down stairs as easily as us young people can. And so emerges the bungalow style. And honestly, in Canada, bungalows are super popular. We were in the World War II war. Canada did participate, and so our financial status also took a few tolls. So we did have a lot of really small war houses. What we call them here is war houses. And there's typically just 1-story houses with 1 or 2 bedrooms, very small, really compact. It's not really meant for big families or entertaining whatsoever, but maybe I'll make one of those. But they're also like really sad looking, like they're all like browns colors, because those were the cheapest at the time, right? So they made everything in the cheapest they could while making it durable for the war. But yeah, so this build took around 7 hours to make, which is not that long considering I've made a few castles and they have took like days, not even hours, like days to make. And this one, I think because I was so planned for it, I already knew what I wanted it to look like. I didn't have to do upstairs, I didn't have to do a basement, I didn't have to do anything. I had everything mapped out and written down, so I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So I feel like that's why it maybe went a little bit faster. Although I did previously, I made the family, and then I was making the build, and the floor plan wasn't working out for me, so then I just deleted the whole video and I drew it all out, and then I came back and I rebuilt it again. So yeah, the first time it took me an hour and I couldn't even get the first few rooms done. it just wasn't looking the way I wanted it to. And see, you're gonna see here there's like a little upstairs, but they're really just dormers. There are stairs that lead up to those dormers, but they're not really usable because the roof covers them. If you do want to use them, you definitely can. You just put the roof above and make the floor a little bigger. But I mainly wanted it to be a one-story mansion to stick in the style of what I had in mind. And this floor plan was looking a little dull, so I added a few rooms on the ends and a huge deck because why not? I love decks. I honestly do. Most decks don't have pools in them, but I think it's pretty cool. Here I'm adding a 3-car garage, and I did skip ahead to put the pillars in because I chose these ones, and then I chose white ones, and then I chose gray ones, so it does change a lot, and you'll notice. Right now, it looks really imposing with the black pillars, but don't worry, I do change them. They kind of look silly right now, but it does get changed, don't worry. And that little fence there with the little like half octagon, that is going to be the master suite courtyard. I put about 3 courtyards in this build to make it look a little more I don't know, when you're rich you have money to put like private little gardens anywhere you want, and I love to garden, and I'm sure the Sim will too because they have so much time to. Why not? But I put like little sitting areas, private getaways for them, away from the kids, away from all their stress and problems. They can just go sit in their little garden and relax. So I did make characters for this build. One is, her name is Christina Harrison, and the husband's name is Colby Harrison. He's a famous athlete, she's a famous actress, and they have 3 kids together, and that's why there's so many rooms, just so it can provide for excess amount of families if you want to download. It has 4 rooms, 1 toddler, 1 teenage girl, and 1 child boy, and a master. And the kids' names are Cadence, Luke, and Willow. And I do make the builds, their rooms, especially for them and their personalities, just because I find it's a lot more fun to build according to what their preferences and hobbies and all that stuff are. It's just a lot more fun. So you see I skipped to the new pillars, and I go with the more white colors, and white and gray is what I stick with, and I choose really big modern windows for the whole build because the walls are the highest height, and I had a lot of hard time decorating just in putting stuff on the walls, because when you get the tallest walls, it's so hard to put anything lower when the walls are up, and when the walls are down you can only put it in one spot. But when the walls are up, you can move it around vertically up and down the wall. But honestly, so hard with the camera, it will not let you put it any lower than half mid-height of the wall, which is really frustrating. Here I was trying to find a door that matched the height of these windows, but also wasn't a window because it's going to be the pool bathroom. And if everybody in the pool and the hot tub can see you going to the bathroom, it just looks so silly. But I wanted something that didn't have windows in the door, but also looked like fit the style of the grand and the white and the square windows. Like, it just didn't. I wish we had more choice of doors. I really feel like we're so limited in The Sims 4, and every video I wish we had something. I always get these ideas for new things, and I wish they would add so much more stuff in the stuff packs. You're paying like $20, $14. I feel like we should get more wallpaper, more doors, more windows, more things to build with. I feel like we should have octagon roofs. I feel we should have cars, at least just for decoration. I know, like, it's not in The Sims 3 where your Sims actually drive the cars and get in them, but at least for decoration, because we really just have the toy cars. And if they're not gonna make like actual cars for decoration, then I would like for them to make different kinds of car toys for the kids so that I can upscale up those and use them, because the only fancy looking cars is the one car that looks kind of like a convertible, it kind of looks like a Mustang. It's the only car that looks somewhat nice. The other one is a truck, and then the other one is like a taxi van. They just look like so boring. Like I want cars that look like you have money and have different colors, which that's one thing I miss about The Sims 3 is the color wheel. You could change anything to match any color, any type of furniture to match whatever you wanted. I loved that. That was one of my favorite things of building. And I actually have all of the Sims 2 expansion packs. So if you do want me to upload some videos of Sims 2, I will actually make a series of that and just dive into that nostalgia of my childhood with you guys. It's honestly, I don't even remember Sims 2, it's just so long ago, but I remember having so much fun. And that and Roller Coaster Tycoon. My mom would not let me play Roller Coaster Tycoon. She said that I wasn't old enough to play it for the longest time. And I was like, what could be so bad about roller coasters? And like, sometimes they do fall off the roller coaster and die, and it's a lot of management skills, but there's like nothing wrong with it. My mom just really sheltered me, and I'm okay with how she raised me and how I turned out, but I cannot watch a scary movie for the life of me now, and it might be because she sheltered me so much. This one time my uncle babysat me, and he loves horror movies, and he watched a horror movie, and I literally cried for days and slept in my mom's bed. That's how sheltered I was. I watched one scary movie that I had never seen a scary movie before, and I literally freaked out. So yeah, can't watch scary movies to this day without freaking out, because sometimes they're too lifelike, and I literally think it's gonna happen in real life, and then I have nightmares and stuff like that. But honestly, this build was so much fun to create, and you'll see that I actually already started decorating some rooms here, and unfortunately I couldn't put them all in as much as I wanted to, so I tried to show you some of the personalities in the room, because every room has a kitchen. Every house has a kitchen, every house has bathrooms, and you'll always see those, and I'll always show them in screenshots. But bedrooms are almost always different, because there's always different Sims in it. Sometimes they're plain, sometimes they're crazy, and with the new Parenthood stuff pack coming out, I really wanted to use the items I had, and they just look amazing. I was so impressed with the amount of detail they put into that pack, and how they have so much more furniture, and they're like modern furniture, and I love it, and the color scheme is awesome. I wish there was more like woodsy colors to go with some of the other furniture. So far I've only used the blue colors and the white and gray colors of the furniture in that stuff pack, just because some of the crazy colors really don't go with a lot of my builds. If you're like just buying stuff as you go along in your Sims and you're not really going for decorating, the pack is amazing. You could have a lot of fun and a lot of colors with that if you really don't care about color schemes and how things go with each other. If you don't care about that stuff, that would totally be just so much fun to play around with. But because I am obsessed with having everything look good together, I have to not put pink, yellow, blues, and greens and oranges in one room without looking a little bit crazy. So this house has a 3-car garage. When I think of a mansion, I think of like a crazy excess amount of unnecessary, hence the servant's entrance and the extraness of the whole house. It just has so much stuff that you probably don't need. When I get to the master bathroom, you're going to see what I mean by extraness, because it's really quite something. I had this like crazy idea, and I'll show you. I had a few crazy ideas, but they're not all in this build. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But this is a really modern, current day kind of house. It's been updated since it was built in the World War II kind of thing, and it's really for entertaining. It's such a big house, and it has so much like wow factor. Like literally when you walk in those humongous doors, your sim is like not even the half the height of those doors. And then there's this like giant chandelier, and it's just like, I'll show you what I did for the entrance, and you're gonna see how extra it is. I wanted the wow factor. Because the Sims who are living here are both an actress and a famous athlete, I would see them entertaining like a multitude of people and having parties and just bringing their wealthy friends over. So I wanted their wealth to show in this build, and I definitely put a lot of extraness in the front entrance there. And you'll see after, because most people, in fact, 98% of people don't have a water feature or any chandelier craziness in the front of their house or in their house at all. So I did skip a few rooms. I did leave in this room. It's not the grandest of rooms, but it's literally a dining room, and you can only make a dining room so extra without it being crazy overwhelming, because they are going to eat there too, right? So you're not always going to entertain. When they entertain, they can bring out like the buffet tables and put them in the rest of the house. I'm just thinking about like how hungry I am. I literally just ate like a handful of like Twizzlers, and I'm trying not to eat because dinner is in like less than an hour, and I don't want to spoil my dinner. And I'm going to my boyfriend's parents' house, and his grandma and mom are cooking this humongous dinner, and I don't want to spoil my dinner and not eat their food and risk like insulting them because I didn't eat their food. I'm so hungry. I'm like so snacky. I love to eat snacks. Here, this is the master bathroom, and it is humongous. Right here I am making a shower stall, and unfortunately we don't have anything that portrays like a water feature from the ceiling, and I really wanted it to look like a shower head that came from the ceiling where the water was, I think they're called like rain heads or something like that. And I really wanted that. I thought it would be like the coolest thing ever. So I did put like the fountain jets in there to portray some water. And then I put the stove hood to make it look like that was the shower head. And maybe that could be cool. As you can see, there's also a gym in the bathroom. And that was my little surprise. I wanted to make a super extra bathroom. So there's that like humongous window, and then this room is humongous, and unless I put like 5 bathtubs and like a crazy amount of counters, I was never gonna fill this room with enough bathroom stuff. So I put in some heavy machinery. Because why not? When you get sweaty, the bathroom's right there and you can literally just hop right in. But there's so much space and it's just so zen. Like when you go to the gym, there's always like showers and bathrooms right beside where you're working out. So this made sense to me. For some people, it probably won't. And honestly, I don't know if I would want a gym in my bathroom. I would want a gym because then I wouldn't have to pay gym fees or drive or walk all the way to a gym. But I just thought it was like a different idea, and I usually always do like the same things. There's always like a tiny bathroom beside the main suite, and I just wanted like this humongous bathroom. They have so much money. They are like rich as hell, but you know, like I wanted something extra that was not too boring. Everybody does the same builds, and I looked on the gallery to see if anybody else had my idea, and nobody else had the idea with the gym, with the bathroom. Maybe they had like a whole room where it was like the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedroom, and living room, and then a gym, but I don't think anybody put a bathroom and gym in there. So you're getting kind of a glimpse as I go through the houses of just everything that I already built and decorated. So you will get to see all of the rooms in the screenshots, which I will put at the end, but honestly couldn't put them all in here. I mean, it was such a long build and I was going crazy trying to get this all done in a tight time frame because I really wanted to get this out. I want to keep up with a schedule, and it's really hard because I work crazy hours. Like today I worked at 6:30 in the morning, and the previous day I worked 2:30 to 11 p.m. So today I was done at 11:30 a.m. because I was there at 6:30, and literally my schedules are so messed up. Like going to bed, I was supposed to go to bed at 10 last night so that I would have 8 hours of sleep, and I didn't. I went to bed at 2 because I'm used to working till 11, getting home and eating a light snack before bed, and then I kind of relax and read, or I'll check my phone, or just watch my TV shows before I go to bed. And it's really hard to switch from night shift to morning shift the next day, and I work more night shifts than I do morning shifts. So when I work night shifts, I sleep in, and then I wake up pretty late, and like 11, 12 most times, which I'm trying really hard to wake up earlier, and it's really hard to change your lifestyle after sleeping in for so many years. It's just like I've been out of school for like 3 years, and for 3 years I am basically a night owl. I stay up every night till 2. I used to stay up till like 4 when I was just getting out of school because I would literally binge watch Netflix and play Sims. That was my life when I got out of school. But now I kind of have like a real job where I need to be accordingly well rested most of the time. It's really hard to just switch it on and off like that, but I have to make do with what I have, and it pays the bills right now. So if I do sound like sluggish, it is because I'm like extra tired. I actually just woke up from a nap because I got like 4 hours of sleep, and I worked super hard today. I'm so exhausted, and I tried to sleep for an hour and a half, but I'm so bad at naps. Like, I don't know about anybody else, but I can't wake up like at an appropriate time. I'll either sleep for like an hour and be super sluggish and grumpy and hangry, or I will sleep for like 10 hours and not know what freaking day it is when I wake up. So there's that. And I tried to set an alarm today so that I wouldn't be sluggish and I could get like a little more than an hour and still be productive today and work on this video, but I slept through 3 alarms and went back to bed and continued to sleep and ruined my whole plans for being productive. So now I have like literally half an hour before I have to go to dinner, and I'm trying to like hammer this out real fast. But I don't know, I just can't do naps. I've never been, I love naps, don't get me wrong. I just feel so unproductive afterwards, and I feel like I just like wasted time, and sometimes I'm like, I don't even know if I'll be able to sleep at night because I had a nap during the day kind of thing. But in this case, I feel like it was okay because I only slept 4 hours, whereas if I slept 8 hours and I was feeling super tired and then I had a nap, I would not sleep that night because I already slept an excess amount of hours and my body hates me and won't let me sleep. Sometimes you just have those like really restless sleeps, and if I have a nap, I'll be like a restless sleeper all night and I'll feel like I didn't even sleep, and that's probably the worst feeling when you wake up, is hearing your alarm and realizing that you actually feel so sluggish and like you didn't sleep at all. Here I'm trying to put the ignore gameplay entitlement thingy so that I could get the unlocked items, and I got so tired of it. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna whatever, I'll just pick whatever I want, because I did this build over a few days. Altogether it was 7 hours, but I didn't sit down and get it done in 7 hours. I had to make sure I did some before work, some on my days off. As I said, my schedule is real crazy, so I can't sit down for 7 hours most times. Sometimes I can if I'm lucky and I have 2 days off in a row. That's basically like my weekend, even though it's usually a Monday and Tuesday. I get lucky like that. If I'm lucky like that, then I can hammer out a build real fast. If I'm not lucky like that, then I have to do it in intervals, and sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it gives you like a refresher where you've just been staring at something for so long, you have the same ideas, nothing's working out, and you can come back and look at it through new eyes and just see like all the problems and have new ideas for the next time. So here I was putting like a sitting area for the couple, and I was gonna put that fireplace table because I really want to use it. It's just so cool. Like, I would love that fireplace table. It just seems like so extra. I love it. But I couldn't fit it. It just didn't look right with the glam that I was going for in this room. This room does look really feminine, but it also has some masculine colors and dark colors, and I thought maybe the glam would be okay for this male in general. He has like 2 girls, so I think he's okay with a little bit of a feminine touch here and there. Honestly, I really wanted this humongous TV, and then I realized it probably wouldn't go well with my build, unfortunately. So I didn't get to put the huge... I feel like those super big movie TVs like that came, I think it came with what was it, the outdoor pack or something, luxury stuff, I don't know. It came with a pack, and they're those huge movie TVs, and I feel like you have to make a room specifically for that TV, like a movie room or like an extra family room or something like that, because like they just don't, if you're going for glam and all that stuff, it doesn't look real great with the whole build. In my opinion, it wouldn't have looked great with this if I had a movie room, which I was actually considering making another room a movie room, but I ran out of rooms Who would have thought that in 20 rooms you would run out of rooms? But so I settled for the one that came with the city living pack, and it's equally just as impressive, and it's a huge TV. Most people love huge TVs, especially rich people, so I thought it was worthwhile. And here I'm just trying to like fit some stuff in here, and it's really, because I'm sticking with the gray colors throughout the house except for the bedrooms, I wanted to stick with blues and grays and whites and creams, kind of. I did have a plan, I swear I did. I had a plan and I stuck to it, and I was just trying to fit like some nice things in this build for skill building, because there's so much space, so much room for activities. But I do like all the floral arrangements. I wish I could have that much floral stuff in my house, but it's too much work to take care of all that stuff. As it is, my raspberry bush is sitting outside, a little mangled from the birds keep eating my berries, and I'm gonna have to bring it in for the winter, and I'm not sure where to put it, so my raspberry plant might die on me. Usually I plant them in the ground, but because I am living in a rental suite, I do not want to plant it because I want to take it with me when I move. But usually when you buy a baby sapling, they don't sprout or produce a lot the first year, or even the second year. It takes them a few years to grow all the roots. And I found this cool thing. I have never used it in one of my builds. I don't think I've ever even seen it, but it's just this little like iron design, and I thought it was so cool, and I've never seen it in anybody else's builds, and I watch a lot of builds, and I never even saw that. I think it's from City Living, but it's like the cutest little design thing, and I thought it was pretty cool. It's like an art piece. So I'm trying to fit in just so many activities for them to do, because they will have so much extra time when they aren't working on their movies and sports games. And mainly I said this house is for entertaining, so it has to have lots of entertaining items. And I did want to put a bar in this house, but I couldn't find a place where it would look okay, where the kids wouldn't be allowed in, kind of room, because you can't put a bar in the living room or the kitchen because the kids are there and you just look like a bad parent. But so I put that little globe thing, and it really helps for still having a bar in a house. And if you didn't notice, I like to size up those little tiny lights. I love sizing up things, especially in humongous builds. The size up tool is so handy. I love it. It's probably one of like the most genius things in Sims 4 is the sizing up and being able to make objects a little bigger. Sometimes I wish like how mirrors worked. The mirror inside would also size up, whereas if you size up a mirror, it will not be functional, and the mirror will only be half a mirror, and then the rest will be like a black blank space. And the same goes for lights. They don't produce extra light, or they will only produce light in the spot where they were originally supposed to, and it won't size up the light scale, which really sucks, because the lights in Sim 4, I feel like some of the ones that are great for using for decorating, they also suck for providing any kind of light, and so you have to put like 10 lights, and then it just ruins the factor. So that's what I think of lights. I do wish we had more ceiling light and more wall scones. I really hate how we just don't get so much to do in The Sims with the decorating. It's really hard to make it worthwhile. I don't know, sometimes the lights I have to put like double lights, and it really sucks. But I really wanted to make sure this place had everything it needed. So right here I am trying to make what do you call those? a gazebo. No, it's not a gazebo because those are totally different. What's the word? Oh, I know it. A greenhouse. Yes. See, I told you I knew it. Yeah, I wanted to make a greenhouse, but yeah, it doesn't have walls or heat lamps or a water integration system. So, not a greenhouse. Let's just call it a plant shed. Little happiness corner. I don't know. So that I really wanted to use that structurally thing, but it really didn't sit on the pillars, so it looked quite funny. So I had to switch it with the dance floor. And it kind of sucked because I really wanted to use that walls. I've never used the sculpture with the glass dome thing. I think I've tried to make it into a greenhouse in a few builds, which I did not record. But like a long time ago, I think I tried to make a whole bunch of greenhouses, and I just couldn't. Like I did this one series, which I didn't record these series. It's just me playing for funsies, and my sim was a plant sim, and they loved gardening and everything. So basically it was like a small household, and all they did was garden, and that was their life. And I think they probably had a job to support themselves, but I can't remember what. But yeah, so I was trying to make these little greenhouses. I wish we had real greenhouses in Sims 4. That'd be like epic. That would be like if the garden skill could be a career skill, like that would be the most. I think that skill would probably make the most amount of money, just because when you spend your whole time gardening, you can make so much money. Like the sim I made, she made like $300 a day because she had such an amazing garden, but she did spend like most of her time gardening, and I think I made her quit her job because her gardening took up basically like 7 hours. I don't know why, but like Sims take forever to do things. Like even showers are like unproportional. Like I wish there was like a quick shower button, like 10 minutes, and then like cooking breakfast. If they want to have a breakfast, it takes them literally an hour. Like, why? No, that's not okay. And to get them to like wake up to do that stuff is so frustrating. I just wish like the time proportion was realistic. Most people don't take an hour to cook breakfast, and most people don't have an hour shower in the morning. Usually they're in a hurry and they have short showers, or shorter showers than they would because they're getting ready for work. So I feel like it should be more realistic in that sense. But here I'm trying to make just everything ready for entertaining and partying. I feel like Sims are going to be like really cool Sims. I expect that as the Sims get older, they will invite like all their friends and have really cool parties like the ones you see in movies, because this place is just, it would be like the coolest place to have a party, like the ones you see in movies where all the cool kids have like these amazing backyard pool parties because they're rich as hell and their mama and daddy don't give a crap, so they just have parties whenever they want. And this would be like an amazing place to have parties. It has a pool, it has a hot tub, it has sitting areas, it has a bar and cooking available, and has that little buffet side table. There's card games, there's water features, there's little private gardens. I just feel like it'd be like the perfect place for entertaining, and that's what my goal was. I wanted it to look like a rich person's house, but at the same time somewhere where they could bring people over to entertain and show off what they have and all their accomplishments that they have made. You know, sometimes you need to show off a little when you have done so much. So I tried to make it look super cool. I love lighting at nighttime. I love lighting up the house. It just looks so illuminated. I love it. But I am so not looking forward to winter. Is anybody else excited for fall? Like, I love fall. I love everything about fall. The only thing I don't like about fall is that it means winter is coming. And for me, winter means 10 months of the year of just being sad. The only time I like Winter is my birthday, Christmas, and Boxing Day because I love to shop. But those are the only 3 days I love out of 10 months of the year of my life. Every freaking year, I hate winter because I hate shoveling. I hate going out in the cold. I love to hibernate. I do not like to go out. I'd rather stay in my room. But I love fall. Fall has like pumpkins, has like cornfields, has like everything you could ever want. I love everything about it. I love hot drinks. I love cocoa. And I don't know, does anybody else love fall as much as I do? I love spring too, but fall is just like, I love walking in the leaves and everything. Just amazing. Anyways, I'm gonna say goodbye and stick around for the screenshots, and don't forget to smack that like button. See you next time, guys.